Recently, a nun, the body of a sister, Willamina Lancaster, who died approximately 4 years earlier on May 29, 2019, was exhumed. What'd they find? And also, who exhumed her? For what purpose? Or what did they not find? They did not find a skeleton, a corpse, a decayed corpse. Instead, they discovered that her body was in almost, quote, perfect condition. 4 years buried in the ground? If you haven't, go to davidhebner.tv, sign up right now.
You'll catch full interviews not only on L.A. Marzulli, but Russ Dizdar, Rob Skiba, and Irvin Baxter.
You'll find we have an original programming channel with special interview, talks about UFOs and Bible prophecy. It's the interviews I've done. You can catch the complete package there on davidhebner.tv. I mean, according to the experts in the field of burial, they say that this is not natural. The thing is, if it's not natural, it must be supernatural. If it's supernatural, then it's spiritual. And we know that there's two forces spiritually. There's God, there's good and there's evil. There's God and there's Satan. So the question is, who's behind this? God or Satan? The fact they would exhume a sister, a Catholic, and she's almost in perfect condition. I think we have some pictures. I mean, we're going to talk about this. But we need to start from the beginning because I'm going to dissect it. Okay, we're going to investigate this and find out really what's behind Sister Willamina Lancaster, who lived to be 95 years old. She was the second of 5 children born to Catholic parents in St. Louis. She was born 1924. April 13th, and Mary Elizabeth Lancaster. She took on the name Willamina when she made her vows, and she was raised deeply in the Catholic faith. All right, the sisters of Mary, Queen of the Apostles, they exhumed her body on May the 18th. They found the unexpected. Her body was, I don't know, it looked like it was when she was buried, supposedly. 4 years after her death. She was Catholic, of course, but this is not a Catholic issue. It's an issue of truth or deception. Let me say it again. It's not a Catholic issue, though we will bring Catholicism into it. It is an issue of truth or deception. I come against any religion, any denomination that puts itself above God or even on the same level. Do I believe there are those that are saved, that are Catholics, that are Methodists, that are bad? Of course they do. I'm talking about the system. Why this event of exhuming her body, and now you have over 20,000 people coming and watching her as she's laid out, why this concerns me, why it's so concerning, and how it may mark the last days of lying signs and wonders, can you say? Let's start with her line. At age 9, she reported that she saw Jesus at her first communion, age 9. Maybe not very clearly, she said, but she saw this man that was so handsome. The sister said, well, he told her, he said, you will be mine. And she said, he's so handsome. How can I say no? Now, I'm not saying Jesus wouldn't show up and look handsome, but I guarantee you, Jesus, when he walked the face of the earth, did not look like the GQ man. And I'm tired of looking at these movies where Jesus looks like, Charlton Heston. The GQ, it's ridiculous, folks. But she said he was handsome. Well, maybe he was, I don't know. But what was her mission? Well, she was most known for the Gargonian chant music. They recorded an album. Now, I want to give you guys a little background. Our Gargonian chant music. It's music that we identified today as Gargonian chant. It really began to develop, I don't know, some generations back with, it goes to Pope Gregory II and all the different popes. But anyway, it landed on one of those popes back in 731, I think it was, called the Gargonian chant. Now, the chanting itself is, in and of itself, it's not really harmful. but it's what's behind it. And this is what concerns me. Can you say New Age? If you listen, go to yoga, look at New Age, see them chanting. These chants, such as like Ave Maria and Salve Regina, I think you pronounce it. These are chants and prayers to Mary. And this is what she did. Now let's look at the sisters, Sister Willamina, who they exhumed from. Why'd they do it? Because I guess it's customary that they exhume the body of a nun, a priest, whatever, and they put them inside the church. I don't know why they do it, but it's some kind of custom they do it. Let's look at her death. Sister Willamina's last conscious words. "O Maria," sung 2 days before her death as part of the hymn, "O Sanctissima." I don't know how to pronounce that right. Your reflection of her deeply Marian piety, as well as the charisma of the chart-topping songs that glorifies God. Now, when we're talking about she's singing songs to Mary, folks, they were known for their best loved, for her love for the Blessed Mother, Mother Mary. Mother Cecilia said that's what she would tell everybody coming here. Pray the rosary. Don't forget to pray the rosary. Love the Blessed Mother. She loves you. Her death was beautiful. The abyss taught. Look, I don't want to go on any more about what her connection with Mary, but I will say this. They said that they were singing Jesus, my Lord, my God, my all, when we got the rest of the song. But I had Mary's sinless heart with which to love thee. Oh, what joy. Let me lay it out. What's happening? Sister Willamina is dying, and they're singing this song. They're singing this song, "Thee with, oh joy," talking about Mary. All of a sudden, she opens her eyes when mention of Mary. They said, she had been comatose. We know she could hear us. She was just not responsive. Not for a couple of days. And then she just looked up, face full of bursts of love when they mentioned Mary. So what's the issue here, folks? David, why are you ranting? I'm ranting because in these last days, there will be God's signs and wonders and Satan's signs and wonders. I don't like the smell of this right now. But they say Sister Willamina's body may be, and here it is, incorruptible. Lack of natural decay, which means holiness. We're talking biblically. Biblical. The holiness, that means that one is closer than anyone else to the future resurrection. Let me say this again. When they proclaim, when they say that you are incorruptible, that means that you are holy. That means that you are closer to a future resurrection, like, you're closer than we are. Some special seat on the holy train to heaven. Where'd they get that? Where'd all this come from? Well, this is what is the danger. This is my concern, and this is why I think it's the danger, folks. So we got to listen. She rises from the dead. It's over, folks. The next step, they exhume her body, and then she opens her eyes and rises from the dead. I know you said, David, you're out there, man. You're out there. Let me tell you something. When people fall for things like this, Satan's watching. The next lying sign and wonder is her rising, could be. I'm not saying she will. What if she comes back to life? What are people going to do then? They're going to build a church around her. They're going to have a new Christ-like figure. I want to bring on my guest. They call him the pirate. We're going to find out why they call him the pirate. Rocky Malloy. Rocky Malloy. They call him the pirate. We're going to talk about. Hey, Rocky, are you there with me, buddy?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
No, Rocky. Hey, Rocky. Why did they call you the pirate there? Oh, buddy.
Well, I was involved in some nefarious activity as a captain, and I kind of got the nickname of Captain Blood, and it kind of moved over into the pirate.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask you about that. We've been talking about this nun that they exhumed the body, and I know this is not, your ministry and all that, but just as a Christian, I'd like to get your take on it. What could be behind that? I mean, do you have any ideas of why could she be like in really good shape? Like they buried her 4 years ago, and she looks pretty much the same.
You know what? There's people's bodies that stay intact for centuries. Just 2 weeks ago, they discovered a sunken ship near Antarctica, and the bodies were in perfect condition. Nobody's worshiping those people. And
Wow.
there's some other places on the earth where the humidity and the climate, there was, if you go to Mount Everest, there's people frozen all up and down that island. I mean, that mountain that are in perfect shape, they're frozen. They're not getting worshipped. And there was some bodies discovered in Mojave Desert last year that were naturally mummified. So, you know what? When I lived in Bolivia for many years, and there was a big statue of Jesus, a stone statue. And historically, where the spear entered his side, there was this mark that started to run down the statue. And people started showing up by the thousands to worship the bleeding Jesus. Well, somebody actually put a ladder up on it and found out that some of the structural steel had actually eroded to the point of the steel, and it was rust. And so, you know what? I work to stay on the word of God and not worship dead bodies.
You'd mentioned too, and I want to bring this up, that it could be the soil that she was buried in. Sometimes the soil just, depending on where it is in the world, can be some type of preservative. What say you?
Well, what if they bring up some other people that are buried in that, because it's a pretty well-used cemetery? Evidently, they send people to that cemetery from different parts of the country. Why don't they bring somebody else up and see what they look like? If they look pretty well preserved as well, then maybe it's a natural phenomenon because of the soil, the humidity, and some other things.
Yeah, it could be. They according to what I researched, the lining of the casket decayed, but yet her clothes and her skin and herself didn't. And it could be, and I'm just, this is conjecture, but it could be your body chemical. Everybody's chemicals are different in their body, body acid or whatever. Could have been just that it keeps someone alive a little bit longer. Rocky, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Listen, we have the new End Times DVD. I investigates End Times investigation. I have a lot of my friends on here, Lisa Haven, Michael Lake. I have Josh Peck, L.A. Marzulli, Stephen Bancroft. I mean, 8 hours of me investigating things like Satanism, demonic powers, Illuminati, New World Order, Antichrist, one world religion, end times miracles, Bible prophecy. Folks, let me tell you something. One day, what you're watching us on right now, it's called television, it's called social media, it's called the internet. They're going to turn that baby off. You need a hard asset. When all this stuff gets shut off, this is what you're going to be able to learn from and to understand. So I want you to text the word chosen to 91999 or go to davidheavener.tv/order or call 844-806-0006.